Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at why do people like to talk about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started with your pile selection, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Keen. So this is how my best friend almost ruined my relationship. It started with a missed call from Emily on my boyfriend Kyle's phone at a weird time. Then I saw a missed call from Kyle on Emily's phone as well. I wondered why they'd call each other while I'm at work. My heart raced. I trust them, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I felt uneasy about Emily before. A year ago, I noticed how she and Kyle seemed to click, sharing jokes and glances that made me uncomfortable. Once I even caught Emily smiling at a message from Kyle, and when I asked him about it, he said it was private. I just dismissed it as paranoia due to my trust issues, but the doubt lingered. The new incident made my old suspicions resurface. Kyle became more secretive, always on his phone, which was unusual for him, and Emily started cancelling plans last minute, which wasn't like her. Everything seemed off, and my anxiety grew. I confronted Kyle about the call, but he brushed it off as a mistake. But when I asked Emily, she said she didn't even remember calling at all. Their vague answers made me even more anxious. I needed to know the truth, so that's when I decided to consult with a tarot reader from Keen. I browsed Keen's website, searching for the right psychic for my situation. I found one specializing in relationship readings with great reviews. But it was her energy that caught my attention, so I decided to consult with her, hoping she could reveal the truth. I explained my fears and asked for clarity. As she began typing, I just felt a gnawing anxiety, fearing the truth I might hear. She told me the cards speak of betrayal, and my stomach dropped. Then she added, but they also speak of celebration, a union of hearts. Confused and frustrated, I asked, what does that mean? Her vagueness felt like torture. The truth lies in what you choose to see. The betrayal may not be what you think. Sometimes the heart sees what it fears, not what is real, she responded. I left the chat more confused than ever. Over the next few days, her words echoed in my mind, turning every interaction with Kyle and Emily into something sinister. The final straw came when I saw Kyle and Emily together at a coffee shop, speaking in hushed tones. They didn't see me, but I saw enough to confirm the worst. I left in tears. Back home, I felt broken. How could they betray me? But as I paced around, the tarot reader's words returned to me. Celebration? Union of hearts? Could there be another explanation? The next day, I decided to confront them. I know something's going on, I blurted out. Just tell me the truth. Kyle and Emily exchanged a glance, then smiled. We were going to tell you tonight, Emily said softly. Tell me what? I demanded. Kyle pulled out a small velvet box. We've been planning a special anniversary surprise for you. Our 3-year anniversary is next month. Emily helped me because you trust her taste more than mine. My mind reeled as everything fell into place. The strange calls, the secret meetings, the cryptic conversations. It was all for me. I felt a flood of relief and guilt. The tarot reader's words made sense now. The betrayal was actually my own mistrust, twisted by my fears. I hugged them both, tears streaming down my face as the weight of doubt lifted. They've been planning something beautiful for me, not against me. So I realized that sometimes trust means choosing to see love, even when fear blinds you. I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of my personal life, and if you've had thoughts about something you need clarity on, Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can get a reading whenever it suits you. Just create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. Each reader has unique gifts and specialties, so whether you need insights on love, career, or life in general, they can provide deeper understanding and guidance. Choose whichever reader best suits you, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. It's always best to get a personal psychic reading if you'd like more accurate information on your situation, because it is directed only to your energies. Now, here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 5 minutes for only $1. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to receive a discount on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this partnership opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your pile selection, we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the red Jasper crystal with the King of Pentacles. For pile number 2, we have lemon Chrysoprase with the 8 of Cups. And for pile number 3, we have fire Agate with the Page of Wands. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this red Jasper crystal and the King of Pentacles, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at why do people like to speak about you? Why do they like to talk about you? So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please go ahead and consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So we're first going to get one set of tarot cards, and then we'll use a different tarot deck to just get some more clarification cards after that. So let's take a look at the first set of cards that come out. So spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. Why do people like to talk about pile number 1? We have the 2 of Wands. We have death and rebirth. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Wands. And one more card, we have Temperance. We also have the 7 of Cups at the back of the deck. So what I am picking up for you, pile number 1, is a lot of the times your co-workers, the people you work with, your clients, could like to speak about you, or just people at work in general, like colleagues, clients, maybe even people you go to school with or went to school with. Okay, maybe even old colleagues you've had like to speak about you. And if it's not that, if that's not the case, then I see a lot of people speaking about your career or talking about your finances in a way where you seem like you're improving there. The reason I say so is with the 7 of Cups at the back of the deck, I feel like you're somebody that has many goals for yourself in terms of what you want to achieve financially and achieve within your career. And the King of Pentacles here tells me, since there's a bookcase behind him, maybe you've been gaining a lot of knowledge on the things you need to improve in your career, on the things you need to achieve on. I hope that makes sense. Like, you've been researching, gaining more knowledge so that you can achieve more, but you also have very big goals here. And it seems like you're reaching those goals. You're taking action towards those goals and putting in the work towards that. So I feel like people can see your progress or your potential within your successes and things like that. So I feel like that is why people like to talk about you. Your co-workers or people you go to school with may even like to speak about the quality of your work, or they may speak in groups about you. I do sense a little bit of jealousy here from some of your coworkers or some people you go to school with, where they may like to speak about you because it kind of feels like to them you're bringing out certain insecurities within them. So, the Seven of Wands here comes after the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about finding success. And then the Seven of Wands is when other people almost like attack you after you find that success. So, this is why I say this. It's like you're in your own bubble. You're just focusing on what you need to do, focusing on, like working towards everything you want to achieve. And it's kind of like they're watching you from the outside and wishing they could be in your place. But I almost feel like there's a group of people that like speaking about you at work or school, where it's like they're very jealous of you, they're very jealous of your potential, and it's almost like they want to, by speaking about you, it's like they get a little bit of an ego boost. They feel a little bit better about themselves because they're speaking about you from a place of jealousy, if that makes sense. And with the rebirth card, it seems like you either have already made a huge transformation within your career, or you have the potential to. You have the potential to create a huge, amazing change in your life from this. So it's like either they're scared of your potential or they're scared that you have already gotten there and they're jealous of it. And they wish they could be in your place, but they'll never say that. And then they speak about you behind your back to kind of give themselves an ego boost. There is a little bit more malicious intent here. But again, it's because you're bringing out certain insecurities within them. So I wouldn't take it personal if I were you. I want you to know that you are energetically protected from their jealousy, that it won't affect you energetically or affect your goals. I want you to continue moving towards your goals in your career and continue giving them something to watch and talk about, because the thing is, I understand if it brings a little bit of a negative feeling here listening to this. I completely understand that, because they are speaking about you from malicious intent and from a jealous place. But think of it like this: if you're doing something right, then there are going to be people that are jealous. So that's a sign that you're doing something right. That's a sign that you should continue working towards your goals and continue, following your own instincts there, because I feel like this is something you have the potential to do. Also, you may know your own value. You may know your worth. You may know what you bring to the table. And when you do things, you try to do things to the best of your ability. You try your absolute best. And you've also been very patient in your pursuit to success and achievements. And because of your patience and consistency, it's like you're further along than them. So Spirit is showing me like horses racing, right? But it's almost like you're further ahead than them. So they're a little bit angry because you're further ahead than them. And of course, it's not a competition, but they are the ones competing with you. So this is why they love to talk about you, because they're competing with you secretly. Okay, interesting. Let's get your clarification cards now from a different tarot deck. And I also feel like their jealousy is so pointless. Do you know why? Because what Spirit is showing me is these are not like hardworking people. So Spirit is taking me back to that vision of the horse race. And let's just say, imagine 3 horses are walking extremely slow, and then you're the other horse that is galloping and, trying your best. But they're just walking slow, they're not even trying, and then they expect to win. So that's just a metaphor of what Spirit is showing me, where it's like these are not hardworking people. They're not doing anything to achieve anything for themselves. And I'm sure if they put in the same work and effort as you, they also have the potential to get there. But the thing is, they're not even trying. That's what baffles me. Because Spirit is showing me they're not even trying. They haven't even tried to do anything for themselves, but then they get jealous of you getting there. It's like, it's a weird mentality. I don't get it, but let's see what else comes out. I think they also like watching you and seeing what you're doing. So we have the Awakening card. Why do people like talking about pile number 1, please? We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the Chariot. Okay, so I'm seeing that a lot of people that like to speak about you compare themselves to you. And it is a lesson for them. And a lot of the things they compare themselves to you about are things that would surprise you, because usually, okay, I do see them comparing themselves to you physically because you're somebody that grabs a lot of attention whenever you walk into the room. Like, you have very striking features or diverse features or unique features, and it's like you just shine. So you're very beautiful physically or handsome physically, but it's also your personality that they're jealous of, that they compare themselves to you. Because there's something about you being very smart. There's something about you having a lot of wisdom with the Hierophant. There is something about you being a very compassionate, warm-hearted person, where you're a great listener, you're always there for others when needed, and it's like you're somebody that has had a lot of realizations in your life of how to better your life, because maybe you were at some point where you were very emotional about the things you were experiencing, and you had to realize where you needed to make changes in order to improve your life. Okay? And because you looked within in that place of dissatisfaction with your life and chose to work on your life and chose to improve yourself and better yourself, it's like they're jealous of the results that you have there. Not even just within your career success, but also within your emotional healing journey, within your journey of like bettering yourself, finding actual fulfillment within your life, finding happiness and joy internally rather than externally. So it's like they're jealous of the internal work you have done, which baffles me because I never thought people actually get jealous of that, but it's what I'm seeing. It's like, it seems like you're really thriving, you're glowing, you're like, there's just something about you that's different. Like, you seem like you're doing well for yourself, and it's like they compare themselves to your emotional state because they don't feel as fulfilled as you do. So that's what they compare themselves to, and then they speak about you because of that. I feel the insecurity again in my solar plexus. These are people that don't see their own worth, and they struggle to find joy and fulfillment within their everyday life within. These are the types of people that more so try to find fulfillment outside of themselves. And I also see them being jealous of your relationships to others or the way other people love you because of those traits you have that I mentioned. So the thing is, you're very well liked by others. Others admire you a lot because of those traits I mentioned that you have. Like, you have such a big and generous heart that you're just so lovable to everybody, even the people that are jealous and envious of you. You're even so lovable to them where they find it hard to even envy you because of how lovable you are, pile number 1. And because other people like you and admire you for your personality traits, it's like these people compare themselves to you, not because they want to have your personality traits, but because they want other people to like them. So it's not like, oh, I want to be a kind person like pile number 1 because they're so kind-hearted. It's like, oh, I want to be a kind person like pile number 1 so people will like me. So it's more so a backwards way of thinking. They're not doing it with the right intention, but I see themselves comparing themselves to you and then speaking about you out of a place of jealousy and envy, even though they were just comparing themselves to you. So with the Hierophant here, we see this woman looking up to this bigger woman in size. And it's kind of reminding me of how, in certain companies, you have different levels, if that makes sense, where one person looks up to the other person and has to treat them with respect. So it's giving me that type of vibe. It doesn't have to be within your career, but it's almost like people look up to you. People see you as the type of person that will always be the bigger person. People respect you. People look up to you. People see you as wise. They see you as a person that makes great decisions for yourself. Let's say somebody is being petty and argumentative with you. People see you as the type of person that's like the bigger person in that situation, the wiser person in that situation. So a lot of the times they try to gossip about that, like, oh, I said this to pile number 1 today, but they weren't even fazed. Like they seemed like they didn't care. So I see an energy like that where they'll tell other people what they said to you that was mean or petty or argumentative. And it's like, because you don't give them a reaction, it starts to make them question themselves and question you, like why you aren't hurt by that. Because I think some people try to get a reaction out of you, pile number 1. And it's clear that the work you've done on yourself has really helped you improve. But also on your life. It's like you're taking control of your life. You're in the driver's seat of your life. You're not letting anybody else control your life or steer the path. You are doing that yourself. And with 777 here, there is this angel number surrounding luck and mysticism and spiritual wisdom. So they could see you as very lucky and be jealous of your luck. And then again, they speak about you because of that. And with the Chariots, it's like they see you as very powerful. Or you have a lot of powerful potential, where it's like, I think they're scared of your power. Because they know with due time you will reach that full potential you have. And that's why they like to speak about you. And it's funny that she's even in work clothes here, which makes me think that's a confirmation. There's also something about you feeling free within your daily life. Like you don't... How do I explain this? Like how I said, you don't try to find fulfillment externally, which maybe you've done before, but maybe you've gone on an internal journey of learning to look for that fulfillment within. Whereas these people don't, and it's like they feel trapped by that, but you feel more free in energies. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you just feel more free in your energy. Like you don't feel bound by anything, or like anything is keeping you stuck. I hope that makes sense, but that's also why they like to speak about you. And again, there's a lot of jealousy in this pile. Envy, like people comparing themselves to you, and that's the theme of why they're speaking about you. So this is what I have for you, pile number 1. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this lemon chrysoprase crystal and the 8 of cups, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at why do people like to talk about you. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you happen to find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So we're going to start out with your first set of tarot cards from this specific tarot deck. Then after that, we'll use another tarot deck to get your clarification cards. So let's just shuffle your cards and see what comes up for you, pile 2. So spirit guides of pile number 2, spirit guides of pile number 2. Why do people like talking about pile 2? Why do people like talking about pile number 2? So we have the King of Swords. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Sun. Okay, so I feel as though there are some people you have walked away from with the Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups is a card about like walking away from something, releasing somebody or someone. Yeah, somebody from your heart. So you walked away from somebody or a few different people, and they may still be speaking about you. And I'm kind of looking at it from their perspective where they're seeing you walk away and never look back. And they see you walking away from something that meant a lot to you and going towards better or more of what you deserve. Okay? In that moment, you walked away. They thought you were bluffing. They did not believe that you would truly walk away and stay away from them. But the thing is, with you, I feel like you've tolerated a lot with people, and you tolerate a lot until you can't tolerate it anymore. Until it becomes too much, where you're just like, no, I've tolerated so much, I've taken so much disrespect. I'm not tolerating this anymore. Like, I'm worth more than this. So I see you being in that energy where you make that final decision of like, now I'm walking away. And before, when you didn't walk away, maybe each time you didn't, you became more emotionally detached from this person or from these people. And by the time you actually had physically left, it was like you were already completely emotionally detached, because it's like whoever I'm picking up on here from your past are people that never really like considered you or considered your feelings or emotions. And it's like you spoke to them and fought with them about the same thing over and over and over again, and nothing changed. So eventually you came to the point where you were just fed up and you had enough. And like I said, they thought you were bluffing. They thought you wouldn't stay away. They thought that you were just gonna come back, but you never did. And that's what truly hurts for them. I think a lot of them have realized that they took you for granted. And there is a feeling of regret here. But at the same time, there is an internal conflict where some of the people from your past that you have walked away from are still speaking about you from a place of anger and negativity, but then also at the same time saying they miss you. So it's a really confusing energy, but this is what I'm seeing. The thing is, they felt very happy in your connection, but you felt as though you kept having to fight about the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe you felt happy in some moments in the connection, maybe there were ups and downs, but I do feel like they were more happy in the connection than you were. It was like they got to experience all the joy in the connection, but you had to experience tolerating all their things that you didn't want to tolerate. And like I said, eventually you came to a place where you were fed up. And Spirit is comparing you to sunshine energy. And now that you are not in their life anymore, now that the sunshine is gone, they're experiencing a cold, harsh winter. So it's almost like you were that sunshine for them. You were that positive force of nature for them. You were what made them very happy, or your connection made them very happy. Let me rephrase that. But it's like now that you're not there, it's like they're experiencing a cold, harsh, dry winter with no sun. So I feel like they do miss you, but again, at the same time, they're also angry that you walked away. And there is a feeling here of entitlement. Like they feel so entitled to your time and energy. And because you're not in communication with them anymore, with the Page of Swords reverse, it's like they speak about you from a place of entitlement. Like, how dare they leave? Like, I feel that type of energy. I don't really know how to explain it, but I hope you get what I mean. Like, yeah, I hope you get what I mean. I don't know how else to explain that, but from a place of entitlement. Like, I deserve this good treatment from you. and I deserve for you to stay in my life even though I treated you badly. Like, I feel that type of energy where it's like, how could they leave? But they're not telling people the reason why you left, what pushed you to leave them in the first place. So it's kind of like they're only telling their side of the story when they're speaking about you, but they're not telling your side of the story of why you chose to leave, of what you felt in the moment, of the conflicts you were having, the things you called them out on. They're not saying that. They're just like, how could they leave? Like, oh, woe is me. Like, they're speaking from a victim mindset, but also from a place of anger and again, entitlement. But then it's like, how could they leave? But they're not telling people why you left. So it's like they're very manipulative, I want to say. Because even if they're not doing this consciously, like consciously trying to put themselves in the place of the victim's shoes, or even if they're not consciously trying to manipulate the other person's perception of you in the situation, because they're not telling the whole story and they're leaving out important bits and pieces, they are essentially changing how the other person that is receiving what they're saying, how they see it, how they see you, where they're putting you in such this negative light of like, you left for no reason and you hurt them by leaving, but they're not saying the important parts of the stories that make them look bad. They're leaving those things that make them look bad out of the story. So it's kind of like gossip, but yeah, like a very weird way of gossiping about you, because like I said, their energy is confusing where sometimes they tell people they miss you, but then they're still speaking about you from anger, from a place of anger. So it just doesn't make sense. Like, this energy is so confusing. I think for them, they can't mentally accept that you have left, that you have moved on and found better, that you valued yourself more than the bad treatment you were getting from them. And even if you were like friends for 10 years and you walked away from a friendship, for example, or you were in a relationship for 10 years, no matter how long you were in this connection with this person or these people, it's like you chose yourself at the end of the day because they were not choosing you. So I almost see them saying like, oh, we were together 10 years. How could they leave me? How could they throw away 10 years? Like, I see an energy like that. Even if it's not 10 years, I'm just using it as an example. With the sun here, this could have been friends of the past or just people you had a lot of fun with, if that makes sense. I feel like you and these people had a very passionate connection where you were always excited to see each other and be around each other, and you always had a lot of fun together. But with that passionate connection came ups and downs, highs and lows, where there would be moments of you guys having so much fun together, but there would also be moments of high levels of conflict because of the amount of passion that was in this connection. I feel like you've grown and rebirthed yourself, you've transformed. You're no longer the person you used to be. And they're speaking about your transformation, how you've changed, but they're speaking about it in a more negative way because before, maybe your boundaries, maybe you didn't have boundaries, but now that you have boundaries, it's like they can't benefit off you being the old version of yourself, if that makes sense. So they're speaking about it from a negative place where they're not happy about it. Spirit is telling me these people are manipulative and strategic. It's like they know that if they say something like this about you, it will make the other person think this about you. And it's almost like these are people that know how to get their way. They know how to be strategic and get another person to think a certain way. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I'm seeing. So I'm actually glad you left these people behind because by the way they are acting out from you leaving shows a lot about their character. Shows they never truly respected you in the first place. Like, yes, maybe they were fun to be around. Yes, maybe you had years of friendship or relationship to them, whatever it is. And there was a beautiful connection, but also ups and downs. I mean, beautiful moments, but also bad moments. But it's like that was kind of like thrown in the trash when they kind of slandered your name and tried to get other people to see you as the bad guy in the situation. It just shows how much they don't respect you or truly care for you if they're doing this to you. You know what I mean? So it's good that you walked away from them because these people don't deserve you, pile number 2. And they're going to continue to talk about you because guess what? The fact that they're still stuck on you even after you left shows they're still stuck on you, but you have moved forward and tried to improve yourself and improve your life. I'm seeing you've transformed a lot, okay? And you're not focused or stuck on the past. And whenever you do go back to the past, it's for healing. It's not because you're stuck on it. And I don't see you speaking badly of these people, which is why I say these people don't deserve you, pile 2. So clarify the 8 of Cups, please. So we have the 10 of Cups, the Death card. So yeah, I feel like you and these people did have a very long connection. I feel like relationships that have been where you've been with the person for years and then it abruptly ended with the Death card. But you've also gone through a transformation. Like I said before, the Death card is a card of change and transformation, so confirmation. Plus, we have the 6 of Swords, which talks about like a transition from going from one place to the next. So I feel like you had to sort of help yourself out of that situation. You didn't have anybody to hold your hand through the transformation and changes you were going through. Although it was painful, it's like you had to let go of that old part of you because it was no longer serving you anymore. And although it was painful, you know, letting go of those old parts of you or people that were no longer aligned to you, this change that it brought was so miraculous and beautiful that this is what they can't help speaking about. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So I don't think it's just people from your past speaking about this transformation and change, but also other people. Other people may also be speaking about these connections that have ended in your life or things you have walked away from, where they're very surprised to see how you have changed in a short span of time, okay? With the Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse here, opposite the Nine of Pentacles, it's like these people from your past feel like they had a lot of time to work on themselves and to, you know, set themselves straight, like listen to what you were saying and make some kind of change within themselves. But because they didn't want to, because they were so slow to, where I don't even feel like they would have changed even if you waited longer, they feel like they missed out on an opportunity with you with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, where they feel like they will never get that version of you that they got before, and you'll never be open to them anymore. They feel like you abandoned them, but I don't feel like you truly abandoned them. I feel like you just put yourself first because it was hurting you to hold on to these connections. With Justice being reversed, confirming the Five of Wands, I feel like this confirms what I said, where I said that they're not telling the whole side to the story. Justice reversed to me represents somebody that is a little bit more dishonest in nature, that doesn't necessarily have the same values as us or high morals. I see Justice reversed as somebody that just does things without thinking of their morals or their values or how they're hurting another person. So I see Justice reverse as like, again, dishonesty, disloyalty. So how I'm seeing this show up opposite the Five of Wands is, again, they're not telling the whole side to the story. They're twisting the truth to make it fit their narrative of how they want people to see you. But at the same time, they still want a connection with you with the Nine of Cups, because they miss how happy they felt in your connection. And it's just, again, weird because it's like, on one hand, they're being dishonest, twisting the truth, making you seem like the bad guy. But then on the other hand, they still want you back in their life with the Nine of Cups. Because the Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. But they almost feel like their wish is not going to come true because, like I said, they feel like they won't get that same love you once gave them. They won't get that same version of you once gave them, because you have grown to love yourself more and know your worth more. So, I don't know. I'd say the trash took itself out here. And I think the main energy that was coming through was people from your past. But like I said, other people also speak about you, where they speak about these situations that they have heard have happened in your life and how they've seen you transform and grow. Where I feel like some people will even say things they've heard about you that are maybe not true with Justice Reverse, because they've heard that about you from another person. Um, and then they think it's true, but it's not. And then with the Nine of Cups, I also feel like people are speaking about how you have come to a place where it seems like you're really fulfilled and content with yourself right now. With the Sun, it feels like you've gone through a mental, spiritual glow up where you seem like you're thriving. You seem like you're doing really well for yourself right now. You seem happy. And I feel like people that are happy for you will speak about that and say, oh, I'm so happy for pile number 2. They seem to be doing really well right now. And people that aren't happy for you, they will be like, oh, I don't care, but deep down they do care. I feel that too. So I guess it just depends on the person, but that is the theme of what they speak about. So this is your reading, pile number 2. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this fire agate crystal and the Page of Wands, and this is your reading, we're going to be taking a look at, why do people like to talk about you? So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you happen to find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So we're going to start out by looking at these tarot cards, one set of tarot cards, and just see what comes up. And then after that, we'll take a look at a different tarot deck I have to get your clarification card. So let's get started with your reading. So spirit guides of pile number 3, spirit guides of pile number 3. Why do people like to talk about pile number 3? We have the Justice card. Why do people like to talk about pile 3? The Hanged Man. We have the Four of Wands. The Lovers in the reverse. And the Ten of Cups. Okay, so I feel like people that are not that close to you will speak about you, like strangers, acquaintances, people you're not that close to. But I also feel like people you're close to will also speak about you. So that's what I see here firstly. I think that people like speaking about you because they see you as very talented at something. They see you to kind of like have a passion for something. So maybe you have a certain hobby or passion of yours, or a certain dream of yours that you want to follow. And it might seem very huge or impossible, or like it would take a long time to get there. And although with the Page of Wands, you may not feel like you're quite there yet, you may not quite feel like you're as talented as the people that are on the top, you are still learning and you're making progress, and you are very talented for somebody at your level, if that makes sense. So I don't mean that as an insult or anything like that, or anything bad with that, but think of it like this. Let's say I want to sing, and I know I'm not a professional singer yet. Maybe there are celebrities that can sing better than me, yes. but it doesn't mean I can't polish my skills to become as talented as them if I continue working on my singing. I hope that makes sense. So that's how people are seeing it. They're seeing you have a lot of potential with whatever this talent or hobby is. Or it could even be a childhood dream. A lot of you may feel dissatisfied as if you haven't quite made results yet with this thing. But you want to continue believing in yourself that you will reach your goal, that you will reach your wish, even if it takes time, and even if you feel stuck right now and don't see the results yet. So I feel like people are like to speak about your potential, your talent, how they can see you going in the long run. And they're being completely honest when they say this. Like, I see people praising you behind your back, and speaking about you speaking highly of you behind your back because of your talent or something you're good at or your strengths. And it's like they can see you reaching those dreams or goals or desires of yours. I don't think people gossip about this pile in negative ways. I feel like when most people speak about you, they speak about you in a way where they're being respectful and civil towards you, even if they don't necessarily feel close to you, or even if they don't like you. I still see them speaking about you from a place of respect, where they're not gossiping about you or spreading rumors about you or saying anything mean about you behind your back. So I actually feel like people speak about you from a place of love behind your back, which is a really good thing to see. It means that the people you have around you in your circle truly respect you, truly admire you, have loyalty towards you even when you're not around. And it means that you have chosen people that truly love you and want the best for you and don't have secret animosity or jealousy towards you. I feel like a lot of people like to speak about you and the fun times you've had together, even if they don't know you so well, even if they're just an acquaintance. Oftentimes they will speak about you because they feel like they've had so much fun times with you whenever they did spend time with you that they just can't stop speaking about those fun times they've had and how they want to experience that more with you. And even people you're close to, like your best friends or your close friends, I feel like they like to speak about fun times you've had together, fun memories you've had, show people pictures of fun things you did together and just praise you behind your back, if that makes sense. And I feel like it has been like this for the longest time. I feel like a lot of the people closest to you will speak about you to the people they love. So let's say you have a lover or a close friend and you see them that day and they go home to their family, for example, and they're speaking highly of you to their family and, telling them about the day you had together, where they're just speaking about you from a place of love, if that makes sense, and admiration. So I do feel like the people closest to you go home and speak to their family, their loved ones, their friends about you from a place of love. People like speaking about you and talking about you because you are an honest and trustworthy person. So they like speaking about you from a place of passion, like, ooh, I would love to be pile number three's friend, or ooh, I would love to get to know pile number three. I see an energy like that where people just genuinely like you. You have a very likable personality, so I feel like that's what's being said here. You may keep your circle very small, pile number three, or you may have sometimes dealt with feeling like you should isolate yourself because of maybe previous experiences you've had with people where maybe you're a lot more discerning of who you become friends with or who you're close to, which I think is a really good thing because it shows that when you pick and choose people that are good for you, that are trustworthy as well, then you know that they're not going to speak negatively about you behind your back. And this is exactly what we see here. So this is really good to see, pile number three. So, spirit guides of pile number 3, clarify the Page of Wands, please. We have the Page of Swords. So, although you feel like you are just starting out, although you feel like you don't have that much experience, a lot of people see your potential, like I said before, see that you can really master the skill of yours with the 8 of Pentacles, and they're truly being honest when they say that, because they look at you and they watch you and they see that talent that you have. We have the Empress in the reverse, which is a card of insecurity. So if you feel insecure listening to this may not resonate with everybody, or if you sometimes feel insecure about this, like, am I good enough or not? Can I make it to this dream or not? Can I make it to success or not? Like, am I good enough? The thing is, you are good enough and people see that, but it's important for you to see what other people see in you. Just like, when somebody compliments us, I also have to learn this. The other day, somebody complimented my hair and I was like, no, it's so frizzy. But then in that moment, I was like, why didn't I just accept the compliment? Because sometimes other people see things that they love within us, but sometimes we don't see it the way they see it. So it's like about seeing yourself from other people's eyes and seeing how they see your potential and starting to see it in yourself. Next, we have the 6 of Wands. So with the Empress reverse, maybe you haven't created abundance from this dream or goal or talent you have yet, but you can create a lot of success and abundance from this if you really keep going. If you keep going and, keep taking action towards it and not get discouraged with the 8 of Wands by like how long it's taking, if that makes sense. And we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So it's about not giving up on yourself. And I feel like that's what people are saying about you. And that's why they like to speak about you, because it's like they speak about you to their friends or coworkers or their family members, the people close to them. And they say, pile number 3, they work so hard towards this goal of theirs or this passion or hobby or talent that I can really see them making it far. They just shouldn't give up on themselves. They just shouldn't get discouraged by not seeing results fast enough. So I feel like people like to speak about the goals you have, the talents you have, like I said, how you're going to create success from that, even if you don't feel like you have those results yet. Some of you have been working on improving your health, have been, getting more fit, have been like working on improving your physical health, if that makes sense. And people are noticing that, so they might also like to speak about you because of that. I also feel like people like to speak about you because you're somebody that's always improving and growing as well. So I feel like people are very inspired by the way you've grown. People also like to speak about your interests. So, like, let's say you have a specific music genre that you like, or specific types of food you like. People speak about those interests you have and they compare it to their own. So, I'm seeing something about that. I also see some people wanting to get to know you and trying to ask questions about you. So some people like to speak about you because they want to get to know you more, but they don't exactly know what to bring up to you. So Spirit is showing me an example of, let's say somebody wants to be your friend and your birthday's coming up and they want to give you a gift, but they don't know you that well. So then they ask a close friend of yours, like, what does pile number 3 like? So I can get them a gift for their birthday. Like, I'm seeing an energy like that. People also think you're very hot and sexy. And they like speaking about you because of your good looks. So yeah, pile number 3, your messages were quite positive. I'm going to end your reading here. It was a little bit short, but I feel like there's nothing else Spirit is bringing to my attention other than the things I spoke about. So yeah, I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.